creator and an influencer and an actress, managed to reach millions around the globe with her sharp satirical posts explaining Israeli affairs and raising awareness about the challenges Israel faces. Eliav Botito.
In the birth of the Swords of Iron War, Eliav founded the Civil Advocacy Center, where together with thousands of volunteers from all over the world, he helped to promote the Israeli narrative globally through a combination of media, education, technology, and law. Maya Bentwich.
Captain in Reserve Maya Bentwich is a prominent Israeli advocate who led high-profile visits to devastated kibbutzim and for foreign dignitaries, influencers, and journalists during her service with the IDF spokesperson unit. Captain Bentwich represents Israel at the Israeli Citizen Spokesperson Office, appearing on premier media networks to defend Israel and the Jewish people on the global stage.
Gabriel Boxer. Gabriel, known on social media as Kosher Guru, is a strong advocate and outspoken influencer for Israel and the Jewish people, sharing the facts and truth about what's really happening in Israel and the Jewish nation.
Eitan Chitiat. Eitan, an international brand builder, is a keen advocate of Israel that has created popular clips like I'm That Jew that counter prejudice against Israel and empower Jewish people worldwide.
Committee for Accuracy in Middle East Reporting and Analysis, accepted by Aviva Rosenshine, Camera Director of External Affairs. Camera has dedicated the last 40 years to counter media bias against Israel across the world in English, Spanish, Arabic, and Hebrew.
Michal Kotler. Michal Kotler-Wunsch. Michal, an Israeli special envoy for combating anti-Semitism and a former member of the Knesset, travels around the world to engage legislators, university leadership and students, Jewish communities and international institutions on combating the hijacking and weaponization of human rights to demonize, delegitimize and apply double standards to Israel.
Natalie Dadon. With hundreds of thousands of followers on social media, this Israeli model and TV personality has utilized her platform to advocate for Israel.
Uriel Danzig.
Uriel is a digital content creator, educator, and social activist working to build bridges of understanding between Arabs and Jews in Israel and abroad.
Dr. David, a leading AI researcher and entrepreneur, is a prominent speaker and advocate of Israel with hundreds of thousands of followers on social media to whom he relates the unbiased truth about Israel. Professor Shai Davidai.
Professor Davidai has become a symbol of Israeli pride after actively protesting against slander and acts of violence against Israeli and Jewish students at Columbia University during the anti-Israel protests and riots following the October 7th massacre. Broadcaster on social media or as executive director of Stand With Us Israel, which has had a reach of over 2.2 billion since October 7th, Michael has powerfully pushed back against anti-Semitism and energetically and passionately put Israel's case to the world.
Yigal Dilmoni, accepted by Esther Lazarovich. Yigal, co-founder of American Friends of Modern Samaria, works to eliminate personal, national, historical connections to the Jewish people to this heartland of Israel. Support renewed Jewish agriculture in the land of the Bible. Diplo Act. Accepted by Ophir Chayun.
Diplo Act is an Israeli organization led by a group of young activists with a sense of mission, aiming to bring the Israeli narrative to the world and to act resolutely against the movement of delegitimization and new anti-Semitism.
Jonathan El-Khoury. Jonathan is an Israeli-Lebanese public diplomacy advisor and commentator in Israeli affairs. Rami Evanesh. Rami, more familiar as Kosher Deals, is an honored rapper that since October 7th uses his art as a platform to denounce anti-Semitism and to call to returning the hostages home.
Fighting online anti-Semitism. Accepted by attorney Nir Kaplan, co-founder of FOIA, Fighting Online Anti-Semitism is a leading non-profit organization focused on removing anti-Semitic content from social networks. FOA aims at protecting Jewish lives by stopping anti-Semitism and incitement online before it escalates into the real-world violence.
Yishai Fleischer. Yishai is the spokesperson of the Jewish community in Hebron, and since October 7th, he has been highly active on YouTube, giving intellectual force to Israel's narrative.
Hillel Foles. Hillel is a leading technology expert and an online influencer that has turned Israel warrior and advocate. In doing so, Hillel continues the legacy of his late brother, Ari Fold, who was a Hasbara warrior and was murdered in a terror attack in 2018.
Gabriel Groisman. Gabriel, a former mayor, lawyer, podcast host, took survivors of the October 7th massacre to meet Congress members and national press to publish Hamas atrocities. He works to support Israel, strengthen the Jewish community, and combat anti-Semitism through speeches, articles, and television commentary.
Yosef Haddad. Confronting prejudice, anti-Semitism, ignorance. Yosef is one of the most prominent and celebrated civil ambassadors that Israel has on its battlefield in public relationship.
Yisabella Elisheva Chazan. Yisabella, an influencer and a lecturer about Israel internationality, is a dual-degree law graduate and a Jewish right activist who founded the movement Decolonize Judean to empower the next generation and shift culture around Israel and on and offline.
Honest reporting, accepted by Executive Director Peter Hasbro. Honest reporting has led the fight for Israel and the media battlefield through Swords of Iron, bringing about the reassignment and firing of several journalists from top media outlets like CNN, AP, and the New York Times, impacting the Pulitzer prizes and getting Northwestern University to break ties with Al Jazeera.
Nimrod Palmach, accepted by Eden Sadeh Parianti, CFO of Israelis. Nimrod is the CEO of Israelis that works to improve Israel's image in the world. On October 7th, he fought in the Battle on Be'eri and documented it. Understanding the need to reflect the dimensions of Hamas atrocities, Nimrod has created the Survive to Tell project that relates the stories of the massacre survivors using VR and impacts US campuses.
Ella Kanan. Ella, a content creator and founder of Bright Mind, a community that acts to strengthen the Israeli narrative online.
Shabbos Kestenbaum. Shabbos is a Jewish student activist and the lead plaintiff against Harvard University, alleging pervasive and systemic anti-Semitism.
Aviva Kloppus. Aviva, CEO of Boundless and former speaker for Israel at the United Nations, is a proud advocate for Israel and Jewish people that uses her expertise to promote Zionism and global Jewish engagement.
Professor Eugene Kondrovich. Professor Kondrovich, head of the Center for the Middle Eastern and International Law at George Mason University's Khalier Law School, is one of the most prominent exponents of international law as it applies to the Israeli-Arab conflict. He writes for leading American newspapers and has been deeply involved in some of the major Israeli-related public policy initiatives of the past decade.
Alan Levine, CEO of Hasbro Fellowships. Accepted by Hasbro Fellow and Columbia University student Susan Ofzian. Hasbro Fellowships is an organization that trains and empowers pro-Israel and Jewish students to fight anti-Semitism on their college campuses.
Eilon Levy. Eilon, a former Israeli government spokesman, has earned real publicity for his eloquent and sharp speeches. He's a talented advocate of Israel's right to defend itself and has done a great service for Israel diplomacy during the war.
Elad Logan. Elad is a former IDF soldier and a talented advocate for Israel.
Helen Mazuz. Helen is the first Haredi woman to serve as a deputy major in Israel, is the founder of Ra'anana Advocacy Command Center that has started its work during the Swords of Iron War.
Ken Mazik. Ken, a globally recognized speaker, educator, author, and digital influencer, is one of the founders of Tel Aviv Institute, dedicated to researching and combating online anti-Semitism. With an audience of hundreds of thousands of followers across the social media platforms, Chen has become a worldwide trusted voice on Jewish issues.
Emmanuel Miller. Emmanuel, a worker at the Ministry of Defense and the Prime Minister's office, is leading the social media of the Combat Anti-Semitism movement that tells the story of rising anti-Semitism worldwide since October 7th.
Hanania Naftali, accepted by India Naftali, prominent Israeli speaker in the fight against anti-Semitism, terrorism, and the assault on the state of Israel.
Fleur Nachum Hassan. Fleur, a former deputy mayor of Jerusalem and one of the founders of the UAE Israel Business Council, is an advocate for Israel in the English and Spanish-speaking press.
Hello, Noyer. From the organizations to parliamentary debates, Noyer stands on the world stage as a powerful and inspiring voice for justice, fearlessly entering hostile arenas to defend Israel and human rights with the resounding force of his logic, eloquence, and passion.
Arsen Ostrovsky. Arsen, the CEO of the International Legal Forum and a senior fellow at the Misgav Institute for National Security and Zionist Strategy, is a leading human rights lawyer and an advocate of Israel. Shirley Pinto Kadosh. Shirley Pinto Kadosh, a former member of the Knesset, has worked since October 7th to relay the Israeli story in science languages, thus making the horrors committed by Hamas accessible to over 70 million deaf people around the world.
Israel Allies Foundation, accepted by the president of the organization, Josh Weinstein. Israel Allies Foundation is the only organization that deals in faith-based diplomacy, one of the most important advocacy weapons Israel has in its diplomatic arsenal.
Rudy Rochman. Rudy is a Jewish Israel rights activist that fights both the physical and the ideological war for Am Yisrael.
Reutman. Sasha is CEO of the Combat Anti-Semitism Movement, works to build a global coalition to battle anti-Semitism. From Europe to North America and Latin America, he has forged partnerships with thousands of non-Jewish institutions and leaders. By collaborating with influencers, Sasha, the team in CAM have helped share Israel's story with millions.
Eric Rubin.
Not here.
Eric is the CEO of the Project Max, an organization maximizing the fight against racism, anti-Semitism, and intolerance through sports, and works to promote Israel around the world through sports diplomacy.
Not here.
Elizabeth Savetsky. Lizzie is a digital advocate and leading voice for the Jewish people and the State of Israel. With 500,000 followers on social platforms, she battles Jew hatred on campuses, in the streets, and online.
Emily Schrader.
Also not here.
Emily is a journalist and a human rights activist who is leading the movement to unite Israelis and Iranians online and offline.
Sharaka, accepted by Noah Merov. Sharaka is an initiative dedicated to fostering people-to-people diplomacy between Israel and the nations of the Abraham Accords. Even during the past year of conflict, it has continued its groundbreaking work, successfully organizing Arab and Muslim delegations to visit the sites of the October 7th massacre and leading Holocaust educational delegations to Poland.
Shurat Hadin, accepted by attorney Avi Gez, head of the Israel Legal Department of Shurat Hadin. Shurat Hadin is a prominent legal advocacy organization dedicated to combating terrorism through legal and economic means. The organization pursues legal actions in courts worldwide against terrorist entities and their financiers.
Yossi Abravanel and the European Leadership Network, ELNET, accepted by Benjamin Tuyati, CEO of ELNET. ELNET brings to Israel 400 parliament members from all over Europe every year, showing the Israeli reality on the ground, meaning the Israeli leadership, and trying to build bridges between Europe and Israel.
The Israeli guys. Accepted by the four guys: Joshua, Luke, Josiah, and Justin.
4 or 5. The Israel Guys are part of Yoval, a non-profit organization committed to serving the Jewish people through advocacy and volunteering. With a mission to cut through fake news and propaganda, the Israel Guys have come to the forefront of English media in Israel, with 320,000 subscribers and nearly 20 million views in 2024 alone.
Montana Tucker, accepted by her friend Oshi Ehrman.
Since October 7th, Montana has done everything in her power to support Israel by visiting released hostages and survivors of the kibbutzim, filming an awareness video in Israel from the site of the Nova Music Festival. She recently traveled to Israel to shoot a special 30-minute documentary film, The Children of October 7th. Montana continues to be one of the strongest voices to combat anti-Semitism with young audiences.
Senya Wahlberg. Senya has been doing critical work combining technology and hasbara, ensuring Israel's story is heard worldwide, together with a group of activists. Rabbi Tuli Weiss. As the founder of Israel 365, Rabbi Weiss has spent 13 years relaying Christian support for Israel. Since the war, he has emerged as a leading advocate for sovereignty in Judea and Samaria, and a strong opponent of Palestinian statehood through the establishment of the Keep God's Land and Israel 335 Action, a new party in the World Zionist Congress.
Thank you so much for all the work. And also closing remarks by David.
I just want to